Money Vikings, welcome back. Thank you for joining. I wanted to do a video coverage here of something that we call the investing trifecta. And I think this is a very important concept. It's something that we kind of thought about over the years at Money Vikings. And it's essentially sort of harnessing the power of three different concepts to grow your wealth and to grow the value of typically your self-directed individual retirement account or your 401k. Because a lot of times I think people get discouraged because of how slow things seem to grow in terms of investing or saving for that matter. You do the math and you go, okay, well, I'm automatically saving $100 or $200 a month. Okay, that's good. Over the course of a year, that's 12, let's say it's $2,400 a year. Okay, and then I work for, every 10 years I have 24,000 in a savings account. Then 30 years later, I've got about almost 70,000. And you're kind of like, whoa, like 30 years, 70,000. That's not that much. And that's not good. So that's one of the big reasons why investing is so important. We'll never make enough in order to grow wealth or live off of it. Investing is the critical tool. That's what we realized, years ago, and started putting together the blog and everything and collecting all these ideas. So I want to talk about the three-pronged approach for what we call the investing trifecta. So the first one is, so we do have an article at truewealth.moneyvikings.com where you can do a deep dive on our whole concept here. But the number one, so the first thing to talk about is dollar cost averaging. So this concept is many of you probably know it, but the idea is if you're automating investments every 2 weeks, typically into your employee 401k or self-directed IRA, you can do it yourself. You can set it up yourself with Fidelity or Vanguard or anything like that. Every week, you're buying, let's say, $300 worth of a broad-based index fund. Well, each week, the value of that stock is up or down. The concept is, and we have some drawings and sort of graphs in here, but the concept is when the price is down on those weeks where you're just automating, you're actually buying those shares at a lower average. You've pushed down the cost of that investment by just sort of going with it. Because it's very hard to time the market, as we know. It's very hard to take everything. I mean, the ideal world is you've got, $500,000, and on the day that the market hits its lowest point in all of history, you throw it all in and you buy everything, and then forever it goes up. Well, very few of us are able to do that. That doesn't really happen. So every week, every month, we want to set a certain amount. So that's the first thing, is to automate everything. Automation is key. You set a certain amount, and then on those weeks or months where the market is down, which was this past year, the market's been down, generally speaking, on those weeks and months, you're buying more shares so that over the long run, as things grow, there's these times, these dips where you've bought more at this price, and then it goes up, and then it goes down again, and then you buy more, etc. So that's the dollar cost averaging. So that's the first thing to harness the power of. You want to harness the power of this concept, which is really awesome. Watch some of the Vanguard Bogle stuff, the Bogleheads type stuff. They talk a lot about this. Okay, the next one is the match. So 79% of Americans who get the choice to fund a 401k, only 41% opt to participate. So that's, first of all, that's a problem. So that means like 38% of people are not even opting to, or able to participate. And I would just say even a small amount is critical. If you could just do $50, I mean, that over a 30-year career, compounding and harnessing the investing trifecta, the power of time, the power of dollar cost averaging, etc. It's going to add up, right? But anyway, that's pretty crazy. So it's only 30% of the workforce has a 401k. So that's only a third of you. Probably a lot of you watching this video do have access. But if you don't, it's not the end of the world. You can self-direct. You can, if you have a job and you're making an income, you can call Vanguard, call Fidelity, and set up an automated IRA. Okay. So not all these people get a match. And I'm trying to see if I have that statistic in here. I don't have that at the moment. What percentage of people get? I should look that up. That would be interesting. What percentage of people get a, let's see, let's do percent of workers that get a 401k match. Let's find out here. Okay, 49% of employers with 401k match, 0%. Oh shoot, that's not good. 41% match a percentage. So 41%, 10% match. Okay. So it looks like about, let's just say about 50% of those who have a 401k have a match. So that's good. So so those people, you got to get the match. So that's still a pretty large number of people. Even if you don't get the match though, I would just say make up for it by adding more and cutting costs somewhere. I mean, that's the main way to do it. But you got, first of all, you got three-pronged Poseidon's spear here of the investing trifecta. You have dollar cost averaging, get the match if you can. Sorry, didn't mean to not use my middle finger. Get the dollar cost averaging, get the 401k match, and then the third one, and if you don't get the match, you can add more. Okay, the third one is compound interest. Okay, so I think it's true that Einstein said that compound interest was like the most powerful force in the world or something. It was just some sort of funny quote. But anyway, the whole concept of compound interest is that the dollars, like from the dividends, for example, that are spinning off of the investments, a person can choose to have those put back into the investment. So typically within a mutual fund, that's what's happening. Those dollars are being put back into the investment. Or if you have individual dividend stocks, you can basically have those dollars from the dividends put back into buying more shares. So it feeds on itself, right? So you have shares, they spin off dividends, those buy more shares, that creates more shares, they create more dividends, and it's like a loop, right? So it keeps, but it grows over time. That's the third one. So harnessing the power of compound interest. It's kind of that concept too, that over time, so the interest off of, and the dividends off of, a $25,000 investment account are going to be low compared to the dividends of a $1 million investment account. Well, with the million, that's a whole adage they say about money makes money, right? Money makes money. So the more money makes more money. It's probably why the rich get richer. So that's the third one, is compound interest. So anyway, if you do the calculations, you'll see that these three things, you're harnessing the power of these things, that the account can grow pretty quickly. So that was just a little overview. Check out truewealth.moneybankers.com for more details. And thanks for watching, and talk with you next time.